Hey, how are you? Hope you're having a great night. I have another Snoopy project to show you. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love this transfer. Y'all, look how cute our little guy is. He's adorable. I'm obsessed with this one right here. Okay, we're going to make some shelf sitters. I have the cutouts ready to go. Let's see if I can find my live really quick. And then we can get moving. And I'm hoping that my notification's going to go out. I haven't seen it yet, so yikes. I don't know. Facebook is so weird because sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know with the notifications. I don't know if y'all can tell. Hey, Kathy, I did have an incident a minute ago with some white paste. I was trying to stir up my paste because my white is super dry. And I want to use it to paint with, and this will probably be, well, I'll use it a few more times just to paint with. I won't use it, like, with the squeegee again. I'll have to use a new jar. But, it's super duper dry, and I was going to stir it, y'all, and it went all over me. Hey, Sam, how are you? Did y'all get a notification that I went live in your messenger? Because I don't think it came through. And I sent it. So this is just white paste. I'm going to paint a base layer on all of these with white. And I've learned my lesson. We're going to use paint markers tonight to color these in. Because all the Snoopy ones are a line drawing. They're all line drawing transfers. So you can't use paste on them like on the stencil itself. So you did. Okay, good. Well, I don't know what's going on with mine. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I need to sign up again to get them. Anyway, I'm doing just a light layer to start with. And then I'll come back and probably do a second layer. And then the other thing that I want to do before I actually put the transfer on is sand these a little bit. Just to smooth out my paint or the paste that I'm putting on here. That will help, I think, whenever I go to paint the backgrounds. So all three of these do come with a stand, okay? And we'll paint those two. We're going to use the new paste color Ash that just came out. Oh, I say just came out. It came out back in July, I guess, with the fall launch. I love that color, and I've been doing most of my, like the last 3 projects that I've done, I've used Shimmer Shadow. And as much as I want to use Shimmer Shadow on this again, I'm going to hold myself back, okay? And we're going to try and go ahead and do the ash colored line on here with the transfer, and then paint, and then if we have to do the outline again, then we'll do that, okay? But I'm going to try and not have to do it again. We're going to see. We're going to test some things out tonight, see if that works, especially since we're going to use paint pens. I think it might be helpful. Hey, Terry, how are ya? Welcome to the party. Thanks for joining me. We've got Snoopy going on, y'all. I love Snoopy, and he's selling out fast. So if you haven't gotten your Peanuts transfers, you need to grab them, because that Snoopy sled that I did last night is gone from the website, okay? So I'm sorry if you didn't get it, but it is gone. And unfortunately, I don't have any extras of that one, so, or any of these Snoopy ones from this launch. So this is Ash. We're going to do the stands with this paste, and I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't cut off the dried up paint on here, so let me do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I grabbed one of my, out of my handy dandy used makeup sponge thing, and I didn't remove the dried paste. So yeah, I got paste on me a minute ago on my shirt, but the great thing about getting paste on you is that it's totally washable, so I'm not worried about it. Now, if it would have been acrylic paint, I maybe could have gotten it out by like taking off my shirt and cleaning it immediately and etc. But I'm not even going to worry about it because it was paste and I know it'll come out in the wash. So I took a baby wipe and just wiped it off. But like I got it down here on this part, which was even worse. And like right on my boob, which, why are they a catch-all? That's what I want to know. All the stains in the world seem to happen on the boob. It's embarrassing too, because like you spill coffee and then you got coffee on your boobs. I don't get it. Hashtag relatable. Sorry, maybe that's TMI. I don't know, y'all. I don't have a filter, okay? It's a problem. It's always been a problem for me. And if I ever meet any of you in person, I'm gonna just apologize ahead of time, okay? Because I have a weird sense of humor, okay? I think I'm fun. I think people like me, but I hope I don't like throw you off whenever we meet. It is, right? And like every time it's like things are magnetized. And I mean, I know that they poke out a little bit so they catch everything, but still it's not fair. It's definitely not fair. All right, we're going to do one more layer on these guys just to make sure that there's a good base coat, especially on Snoopy himself. I'm not as worried about like the house here because we're going to obviously paint that red, but for Snoopy's body, it needs to be really nice and bright white. So I'm not even going to go below the house line. I think that'll be fine. This little jacket, though, the puffy jacket is my absolute favorite of all the Snoopy designs that I've seen so far. I saw this whenever Snoopy first launched, and I knew I have to have that. Like, right now, I can't wait. I've got to have it. And I've got to do something with it. It will be a staple for my winter decor. And maybe year-round because it's so cute. I mean, I don't know. I really want to put it on my desk. So I need to probably clean my desk so that I can do that. My office desk next door in the other room. Because my desk is a nightmare. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I love you. Well, I would love to meet all you girls. So if you ever go to a chalk con or any event where I'm at, I would love for you to introduce yourself to me. I love meeting people. So if you're not a designer, that's okay too. But if you are a designer and you've never been to ChalkCon, or if you have been to ChalkCon and you haven't introduced yourself to me, I'm sad about that, okay? And I want you to because I love you guys. Hey, Steph, how are you? Welcome. All right. I think these are good too. So let's just make sure they're dry and then we'll pull this off of here. So, I don't know if I've ever told y'all, but I think I have a fluoride allergy. And several years ago, whenever I was still living in Tennessee, so normally, y'all may think this is gross. Again, TMI, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I brush my teeth in the shower. Anybody else do that? Okay, well, it saves me time, okay? And I just don't have the energy to be standing there at the sink and trying to not get toothpaste everywhere. So just it's easier for me when I'm rinsing out my hair to also brush my teeth, right? So anywho, a couple years ago, whenever I was still living in Tennessee, I got this rash on my chin right here really, really bad. And I could not figure out why. I went to the dermatologist. Y'all, they did a biopsy on my face to see if it was like what it was, if it was some kind of fungus or something like that, and they could not seem to figure it out. So I'm just trying to lightly sand these. I don't want to sand them down too much because it's taking that paint off, okay? And I'm just going to hit the edges just a little bit again. I think that's... But I don't want to put too much paint, okay? But I also don't want it to be all bumpy to where my paint doesn't lay flat whenever I go to paint over this, okay? Anyways, so I figured out the dermatologist was no help at all figuring out that it was a allergy to fluoride, but I figured that out. And so at the time I started using non-fluoride toothpaste, which is the reason that fluoride is so good in toothpaste is because it whitens really well. I don't know if y'all know that, but it helps whiten your teeth. And that was my problem, is I want white teeth, but I'm allergic to fluoride and I can't be using it, right? Well, now I purposely don't let it get on my face, okay? Which is difficult to do whenever you are brushing your teeth. Or for me at least, because I'm a nightmare. Anyways, we're gonna wax first, okay? So the past, like, I don't know, several weeks, probably this last month, my lips have been like super duper chapped feeling, and like really, really, they feel like I need an exfoliator bad. And I've been thinking, because I started using a fluoride toothpaste again over the last couple of years, and I just am really careful not to get it on my face, right? Well, I'm thinking that maybe I might be having a reaction to it because my lips are just like so peely and I hate it, right? So I got this exfoliator, which has helped, but it's been absolutely terrible. So, I do have a non-fluoride toothpaste here that I'm gonna start using again, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, my teeth are white enough. I think it'll be fine, I'm sure, okay? But I'm very self-conscious about it. Anyway, so my point of my story was I exfoliated my lips a little while ago because they were so, like, oh my gosh, chapped. And, you know, they feel so much better. So, if you get chapped lips, try that. It's pretty great. All right, so I fuzzed this a couple of times. Now, as I said, we're going to do the gray outline. We're going to go ahead and start with that. Instead of doing the lighter color first and then coloring around it and all of that business, we're just going to go in, okay? And we're going to try and see if it works, if I can paint around this. Now, I may have to come back and do a second coat, a second layer after we paint, and that's okay. We'll do that if we have to. But I want to see if this will work on these Snoopy designs, to use a paint pen. Now, if you're going to paint it with a paintbrush, you're going to have to come in with the second coat of the lines, because it's hard to paint really well with a paintbrush. Well, for me at least. Maybe you guys are, I know y'all are more talented than I am, so you can probably be a star at it, okay? But I'm not that good at this, so it's a little more difficult for me. But I'm hoping that will save me a step, so we'll see. Y'all, he is so cute. Oh my gosh, I can't hardly pick him up. And I shouldn't have put him there, but because I gotta use my fuzzing cloth. Oh, darn it. And I left my dish mat in the other room, so that's good. I'm prepared today. I'm not prepared for the day, apparently. I'm gonna go ahead and pull both of these off of here. Hopefully I didn't just screw up and stick them to each other, but so that I could get rid of that backer, I just want to pull them both off. Anyway, so yeah, fluoride's really terrible for you. Well, so I know for the Snoopy ones, I assume it's because Snoopy is a line drawing anyways. I wish that they would give him more silkscreen though, so that you could do the transfer, use the transfer to color him in. I don't know. I'll have to ask that question. Um, but a lot of our designs right now are like a vintage design and stuff like that, which is okay, but I'm not good at painting. I need it to be to help me color it in, you know? I'm not good at it at all. And that's the beauty of using chalk transfers, is that you don't have to be a painter or talented at all in order to use them. Hey Wanda, how are you? What's going on? Thanks for joining me, doll. All right. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? They're so cute. He skates on his feet, y'all. Yeah, I've noticed the same thing. I don't know. I'll ask that question and see if anyone knows. But I think for Snoopy, it's because it's already a line drawing. And I don't know if it's easier, but I don't see why it couldn't be a line with a silk screen too. So I don't know. I would like that also though, because like I'm terrible at painting. I don't have a lot of that talent, or like just a steady hand, you know, to be able to stay in the lines with a paintbrush. I can do it with a pen. All right. Look at that cutie. He's skating. Okay. I love Snoopy, y'all. He's my favorite. Okay. Now, let me see if I can dry these really quickly so that we can get to painting. I've got this red pen right here that I want to use for the house. And I'm wondering if I have an orange. I don't know why I was thinking he needs an orange coat, but maybe that's aggressive. Maybe he needs a blue coat. Like, I don't know what color this is. And the actual caps are a little bit deceiving on what color it truly is, but I think let's just find out. Here, I have this cardboard here. Ooh, that's nice. It's kind of a purpley blue. We'll see. Hopefully I don't hate it. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, this is much better than using a Posca pen. These Artec pens, y'all, with the brush end is so good. They're so good. I love them. This works really well. So you could totally make some of these and just go ahead and do just what I did and just paint the backgrounds, okay, and then put the transfer on and give them to your grandkids or your kids with some of these paint markers and let them paint them, and they would, or just color them, and it's like a coloring page kind of, you know. That would be fun. I know my nieces would love that. And maybe that's what I'll do for my other niece, because she's been begging me to bring her some crafts to do next time I see her, so I need to do it, especially now that I've done it with the girls up in Pennsylvania. If she finds out about that, she will be really upset if I don't do it with her too, you know? Because, you know, I gotta show all the cousins love. I can't just... do one, or, you know, one set of them. That's all has to be equal across the board. Oh my gosh, this is cute. This is working really nicely, y'all. So definitely grab yourself these pins. They are on my Amazon. I went ahead and made sure that I had them added the other day. If you comment the keyword, which is cozy, you'll get the link to not only get these cutouts, which I couldn't put on my Etsy, but they are on my website. You'll get the transfer link. And like I said, make sure if you haven't gotten your Snoopy designs, go grab them because they are low stock or out of stock already. Some of them are, okay? And there's nothing that can be done because they're going away. All the holiday stuff, as soon as it sells out, it's gone, okay? So they're not coming back to be a restock, okay? All right, that's about done. I think I'm gonna do his hat the same color, just because he's got to have a matching outfit, you know? We can't be going around clashing. This is super cute though. And then I've got stands for all of them, okay? So this cutout, these cutouts do come with stands for each. There we go. He's perfect. Just like that. I love him. Let me see. I don't know which stand goes with which, but I think maybe it might be this one. That's adorable. Okay, the stand holds him up just right. Let's put that to the side, and then we'll work on the little house. Oh yeah, this is great. And a little sanding definitely helps to make sure it's going to go on nice and smooth. I also love these pins because they don't look like they've been colored once you get them painted. They go on really nicely. The paint does. But Posca pins kind of leave a little bit of a... They leave lines, sort of. If you paint a larger area with them. If you do a small area, it's not bad. But if it's a big area, like this is probably too big of an area to be using a Posca pen. Even the area that I did last night was questionable with the Posca pens. And then I need to figure out what color I'm going to do as a sleeping bag. Maybe it'll be that same blue. I like that blue color. Easy to control too with the pens. Alright. Pretty easy little project. And this would be so perfect for kids. Just, I'm going to use a different blue, but I do want to use a blue. Literally give it to them like it's a coloring sheet. With the lines already on here. And how perfect is that? For them to have a little fun craft night. And then have their own decor for their bedrooms, you know? I think I might need to go over this one again with the paste. We'll see after it's dry and see how that looks. Maybe not. It might be dark enough with this light blue to not be a big deal. Alright. And then of course Woodhouse is here. We definitely need to color him in correctly. Which, that pen that I used last night would probably be okay, but I do have this one. And it is a nice bright yellow. Let me make sure. Perfect. Oh. He looks like Dozer whenever he sleeps. And I'm surprised his feet aren't just up in the air. Cute, right? And then that one goes right in that stand. And then last one, we'll just do his hat. So I'm thinking a green hat is needed for this guy. Oh yeah, this one's a really bright green too. I like that. So anyway, I hope y'all love these. I think they're really fun. I sure love the Peanuts designs. They make me really happy seeing the new ones coming out. And just thinking of all the cute stuff. And I don't know if y'all are noticing, but like, I don't know if it's because Chalk came out with Peanuts and so it's more in my orbit now or what, but I keep seeing Peanuts everywhere now that we've got it at Chalk. Are you guys the same way? Are you seeing it in stores? Because I swear I see them all over the place now and I wasn't noticing them that much before, but they're everywhere. They're so cute. Yeah, the brush tip and the fine tip ones are the best. Yes, that is correct. And hey, Steph, how are you? Look how cute he is. Seriously, super easy. So he hangs out right on his little foot. And then, of course, we've got our others. Okay, some little shelf sitters. How perfect are these? And look how cute that is. Anyway, I love you all so much. I hope that you all have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Again, you can comment cozy right here to grab the link to get all this stuff. I see you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Love you all. Good night.